All right, this next question goes over to Lee Harris. There are actually two questions similar, so I lumped them together. Lee, Jimmy emails us with this one. What does it cost to convert residential land into commercial zoning, and what's the process involved? Yeah, Lee, that's a tough one.
Okay. So depending on what county you're in, every county has something that's akin to a planning and zoning division or planning and design in Jefferson County. And they have an application process. So if you're zoned in an R area, residential, some type of residential, and you want to change that to commercial, you have to fill out their application. You will have to do all kinds of things like surveys and site plans, and they will have a hearing on this, and they'll either approve it or not. The neighbors have a right to come out and comment on whether they want a commercial property if it's near a residential area, all of that. It probably will take somewhere 6 to 9 months if you're really doing it quickly. And it will cost quite a bit of money. It's not necessarily the application that costs that much. It's the site plan, the attorney fees, things that you'll have to have assistance in doing that. That's a pretty hefty lift for an individual to do alone.
Yeah, and mind you that if you're thinking of selling the property to a potential developer with the anticipation that that developer can go through that process so you'll make a lot of money, I would tell you, you may want to think again, because the developer won't buy on spec because it could be turned down and then they're back to where you are right now. So it's not that easy to do. Second question, Stefan has land zoned residential. He was told by, I don't know who, a friend, that a developer could build apartments on the land even though it's zoned residential. Lee, any thoughts about that?
It depends on what residential it's zoned. There's R1, there's R2, R3, R4, and they'd have to look up what zoning they specifically have. You can go on Logic, which is an online service, put in the address and find out what zoning they have, and then take that number and then go to the planning and design website and look up what things are allowed under that designation. If it's allowed to have multifamily properties, such as apartments, that might be okay. It's usually not going to be a huge building. It's usually going to be more like a duplex or maybe a triplex on a residential lot. But yeah, it really depends on, and there's also grandfathering. This is a new property build, sounds like, but sometimes when there's been a property somewhere for a long time, prior to 1971, they can have it grandfathered in that way.
A reminder for everybody that if you would like to see some of the videos that we put out, and we do have twice a month, we put out videos on real estate topics that you might be interested in. I think you might be very curious. Go to LouisvilleHomesVideo.com. That's Louisville Home Video. That's singular, LouisvilleHomeVideo.com.